3 Manchester United youngsters who could come into the first team either this season or maybe next season. For cheap good quality football jerseys, retro jerseys and tracksuits, go over to www.jerseyfever.com. A link will be left in the description and use code ATLANTISFOOTBALL for 5% off. So let's get into it, and the first player I'm going to suggest is Solskjaer. Solskjaer is a creative attacking midfielder. He's just 17 years old, so he doesn't quite yet have the physicality that will come in the next few years, but he certainly has the ability technically, and he is a similar type of player to Jadon Sancho. I compare him to Jadon Sancho as, despite not having this rapid acceleration that we see from players such as maybe Marcus Rashford or Daniel James, he's still an excellent dribbler because of his close ball control, which enables him to shift the ball quickly between feet, manoeuvring away from opposition players. Like Sancho, Solskjaer isn't what I would call a traditional winger. Players like Callum Hudson-Odoi and Bukayo Saka are much better on the flanks, being able to isolate their fullback in a one-on-one situation before being able to put a ball into the box. Solskjaer is much more effective when he's able to drift centrally between the lines of the opposition system, receive the ball in space and then turn and drive at the opposition's back line. When he gets into the final third, he's an excellent creator of chances. He's got the vision to be able to see sharp runs in behind the opposition's back line and the technique to be able to play these incisive passes through to forward runners to be able to create those chances. And this is why, rather than being a natural winger who's going to sit wide and hold his width, Solskjaer is much more of an inside forward who drifts in from the flank, or an advanced playmaker who's going to sit in those central positions, maybe ahead of a double pivot. Also, like Jadon Sancho, I think Solskjaer would thrive in a quick transitioning attacking system. Now, what this means is that rather than playing a methodical possession system when there's a turnover, which is where when there is a turnover, the side, instead of looking to play direct vertical passes to move the attack forward quickly, a side instead looks to retain possession, and there are certain benefits to this, but there are also disadvantages. The benefits are that it allows your side to regain possession and control the ball for a bit of the game, which can be useful if you want to stamp your authority on the game and stop your opposition being able to continuously attack, as counterattacks can lead to quick turnovers of the ball, and if this is done too often, this obviously just allows the opposition side to regain possession and restart their attacks, pushing you back into your own half almost as soon as you regain possession. However, the disadvantages of looking to retain possession rather than playing those quick vertical passes is what Manchester United have seen over the past few weeks, is that it allows the opposition side to drop deep into a compact defensive unit, and then rather than being able to counter into the space that was there when the opposition side were pushed up the field in their offensive shape, you're then going to have to break down the side's defensive shape when they have more players behind the ball. Solskjaer would thrive on the counter when United play a quick ball into his feet, and he's great at being able to swivel on the turn, breaking away from opposition players and driving the attack forward. His goal scoring ability is also pretty good for an attacking midfielder at his age. He is well suited to being able to drift over to the left side and cut in on his right foot. But also, when the ball is out wide and he's in the centre, he's excellent at timing a late run into the box, getting into a goal scoring position and finishing the chance. And surprisingly, he's a pretty good finisher with his head, making late movements into goal scoring positions, and from here he's able to head the ball into the back of the net. So as well as being able to create chances for others, he's also going to have a goal scoring threat himself. Now, I do think Solskjaer is good enough to be given minutes in the first team, and I would like to see how he adapts to senior football. However, obviously with United's current attacking options at the moment, he's not going to be a first team regular, so I do think that if Solskjaer is struggling to find him minutes, he does need to go out on loan in January to a side where he's at least going to be playing 2/3 of their matches. I would suggest either a championship side for January or possibly a side in the Eredivisie, as I think both of these leagues will not only give Solskjaer a lot of minutes, but will also enable him to learn the tactical side of the game a bit better, whilst also improving his physicality and boosting his confidence as a player. And then maybe next season he can come into the side as an alternative in those attacking midfield positions. So before I analyse the other 2 United youngsters, make sure after this video you go to the description, as I will be leaving some Manchester United analysis videos linked down there, such as my video looking at Manchester United versus Atalanta, looking at how Manchester United came back, and my videos looking at whether Antonio Conte would be a good Manchester United manager, and how Solskjaer can improve United both offensively and defensively without any transfers and just from a tactical point of view. And subscribe and click the bell if you haven't already, as I will be releasing videos soon on Zinedine Zidane and Erik ten Hag as managers, and if any of those videos have already been released, you can find them in my How to Fix Manchester United playlist, which will be linked in the description as well, and you can find it on my channel. So another Manchester United youngster who I think could potentially come into the first team is Garth Breit, who's currently on loan at Doncaster. He is 20 years old, so he's slightly older than Solskjaer, and he has played international football suitable for Northern Ireland, but with him being 21 come the summer, this really is a make or break year. He really needs to be playing Premier League football next season, whether that's at Manchester United or at another Premier League club. Garth Breit is a central midfielder who works best playing as a deeper lying playmaker. He is press resistant because of his low centre of gravity and close ball control, which is definitely going to aid Manchester United, as the thing they currently lack is press resistance in central midfield, as McTominay, Fred and even Matic as well aren't that great at being able to receive the ball under pressure with their back to goal and being able to play out of that press. So just from the view of being able to play out of an opposition's press from the defensive third, Garth Breit would be an improvement on United's current options. He's a very good long passer off the ball, able to switch the play from flank to flank, which is a vital attribute to have as a central midfielder, as it enables your side to transition the attack quickly rather than solely having to do everything through shorter passes, which is currently what United do in central midfield, with McTominay and Fred's passing range not being as good as Garth Breit's. Garth Breit is also very good at playing incisive passes into players between the lines, using his body shape to disguise his pass, which is something that elite deep line playmakers like Toni Kroos and Sergio Busquets are well known for. He isn't a destructive ball winner, so he's not going to solve United's defensive problems in central midfield, but he's certainly not a liability defensively either. He can put in a tackle if needed and is fairly good positionally as well. So in the United side, he could definitely play in the double pivot in Solskjaer's 4-2-3-1. He does remind me a lot of Marco Verratti. Obviously he's nowhere near as good as him just yet, but I do think he's first team ready for United, so if he does have a recall clause in his current loan deal with Doncaster, I think United should recall him in January, as I think he'd be an adequate option currently and could develop into a very good player. Obviously I do think United should be looking to bring in one, probably two elite central midfielders in the summer transfer window, so if that does happen, it may be worth loaning Garth Breit out to a Premier League side, as I definitely think by next season he will be Premier League ready. The next player is James Garner, who like Garth Breit is 21 in the summer, and he is also a deeper lying creator in central midfield, also being a very good long passer, able to switch play from deeper positions, but crucially he's an efficient circulator of the ball, and what I mean by this is that when he gets the ball, he is instantly looking for a forward pass, trying to find players sitting between the lines, but if that pass isn't on, he recognises how important it is to keep the ball circulating so he can play the ball from side to side rather than holding on to the ball for too long, which is definitely a criticism of players like Matic and Fred and even Pogba at times as well. Garner doesn't have the same low centre of gravity as Garth Breit, as he is a bit taller. He reminds me a lot of Michael Carrick because he has that composure and awareness on the ball, knowing not only where his own teammates are but where the opposition players are as well. And I think under the right coach we could see Garner develop into a similar type of player to Rodri. He already has the forward passing ability and technical ability that would be needed from a player playing in a deep single pivot in that reduced row, so if he can improve his reading of the game to anticipate passes into players between the lines and make interceptions, I think he could become a top level deep lying central midfielder. He already has good defensive attributes, knowing when to push up and apply pressure, which is definitely going to suit Solskjaer's pressing system, and he's pretty good in the tackle as well, so he's more than capable of coming into that Manchester United central midfield alongside maybe a player like McTominay or Matic, and I think he would be an overall improvement on the likes of Fred and McTominay in terms of his forward passing and long passing abilities. Garner is currently on loan at Nottingham Forest in the Championship, so he is playing at a higher level than Garth Breit at the minute, which is why of the two I think Garner is more ready to come into the first team at the moment, and I definitely think United should be looking to bring him back in January if that is possible, as I really don't see the benefit in playing McTominay and Fred, who aren't going to improve and still aren't press resistant enough or have the forward passing abilities that United desperately need from their central midfield. I would suggest that United try to bring back one of Garner and Garth Breit in January and bring the other one back at the end of the season, and even if they do bring in central midfield signings in the summer, Garth Breit and Garner would be two excellent alternative options in central midfield, and that would allow United to sell players like Fred and Matic, who really aren't good enough for United's squad at the minute and are only still there because of United's lack of signings and other options in central midfield. Now obviously there are a number of other Manchester United youngsters who do look very promising, but these three were the players who I think at the moment are the most likely to get into the United first team. We've already seen Solskjaer come off the bench a few times I think, and Garth Breit and Garner are at the age now at 20, 21 soon, where they're either going to have to become United first team players, go out on loan to a Premier League or a top level Championship side, or it will become less and less likely that they do actually break into United's first team. Now I may do a video in the future looking at some of the other United talent, so put them in the comment section below, the players that you want me to analyse, and if you want me to analyse any of United's current first team players individually, then let me know in the comment section below as well. But if not, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, check out some of the other videos linked in the description below, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more content as well.